Clostridium botulinum is most well known for its botulinum neurotoxin because it is the most toxic substance we know of on planet Earth. In the last video, I talked about the mechanism by which botulinum neurotoxin inhibits muscle contraction. And just to recap, that's by blocking the exocytosis of acetylcholine. And this mechanism has uniquely been used as a beauty procedure in which very small amounts of the toxin, we're talking about 1,000th of the dose required to kill a human, is injected into different regions of the face, with the goal being to inhibit muscle contraction in those areas. And these muscle contractions are apparently responsible for wrinkles, which are seen as an imperfection that people want to get rid of. Now, a more grisly potential use of Clostridium botulinum, which hasn't been documented yet, but very well could be in the future, is its use as a bioweapon. Now, obviously, because of its toxic potency, if it were to get into the wrong hands of someone who is motivated enough, very, very grisly outcomes could occur if it were weaponized. Um, and recently, I discovered an article concerning the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, in which Russian soldiers were hospitalized with what they call chemical poisoning. And apparently, the Kremlin reports that traces of botulinum toxin type B were discovered in samples taken from the soldiers. Um, Now, Moscow's word is always to be taken with a grain of salt. But if it were true that Russian soldiers were poisoned using botulinum neurotoxin, it would be the first documented use of it as a weapon, which would not be a good thing. The CDC even has a whole page dedicated to a sort of plan of action if Clostridium botulinum were ever used as a weapon against citizens of the United States or any of our allies. They talk about the threat, what can cause, or, the symptoms of Clostridium botulinum poisoning, how to prepare for it, and a plan of action and response. So, since it's such a potent toxin, it's really important that we as a global community use all of the de-escalation tools we have to prevent its use as a weapon by all means necessary.